Hello, Grant Roper here from 21 Wise. Nice to see you. Good morning, afternoon, night, where the fuck you're at, dreaming. All right. We are going to do a little nice mental exercise called the Mount Rushmore of You. Yes. In America, we have this very profound monument of Mount Rushmore. It has our founding fathers up on the wall, a natural cliff, and it's a pretty inspirational piece. I like it. It shows a lot of traits and factors that makes America great, or was great in a sense. It's still a pretty good country to be in. All right, regardless of how you view how the systematics are working. All right. So we had to put on your thinking cap. Let's get all that outer perspective shit, not outer perspective, but the outer thinking of where you're at today. Like, oh, I got to go to work. What I'm going to get for dinner tonight. Oh, I got to do this and that. Woo woo. And we're going to go think inward, okay? So what I need you to do is think about all the artists, all the creators, all the cartoons, all the special figures, public figures that you have been drawn to throughout your life. And then we're going to knock that down to just 4 of them, all right? 4 of your favorite types of people. So when we're doing this exercise, I want you to go beyond more than like your family. Oh, like the 4 best people are my mom, dad, my sister, and my best friend, okay? The reason we don't want to do that because you'd be inside of a little box. We need you to think bigger into the box. If you want to see more in depth about what this box is, I have a video called The Power of Why that gets you out of different boxes into yourself, okay? So we need to branch out and think bigger on this exercise, okay? So it's good to love your family and have them an inspiration, but there's a reason why we want to go bigger. So my theory and my belief on this, I'm not saying it's right or wrong or true by any means, but this is how I feel and this is how I connect it. I view that we are all mirrors. We reflect the reality of how we are from the inside. Our intra perspective is exactly how we view ourselves, right? So a lot of times people don't align how they feel inside to their outside persona, right? But internally, we are always drawn to people similar to ourselves. You hear opposites attract. Fuck that. Opposites attract only to create energy, right? If you're essentially, sometimes you need something bad or good. Good would be the same person, but sometimes you need that bad or that critique to drive you to have more energy. So that's where I view on that, on the positive negative, but you want positive to be more inward, okay? You want to be that current charge. So how are we going to find that? Bring it down to 4 public figures. So let's say you're in a niche, like you know this cartoon, but you know other people know this cartoon. You guys have a similarity, like, oh, I like that cartoon. It's the same thing. You're mirroring it. You're attracted to it because it's a mirror of yourself, okay? When you find this person, you're going to have to think deep about them, okay? You got to think deep about what that character is or what they mean to you. For each person, you're going to give 5 things that you love about that person or what you admire about that person. Then after that, you're going to give 5 things what people might think bad of them or what they critique them as. It takes a lot of thinking, but it's going to be worth it and more profound when you figure this out, okay? So I'll just go over what Grant's Mount Rushmore was. I started this exercise after I was on my rock bottom phase. And this has just came to me, and it kind of keeps me centered and focused on my perception and how I might portray myself. And if it's okay to continue being myself, and if I'm okay with the critiques and I'm okay with what I'm finding, okay? So the first person on the board I'm going to put on is Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche. You can never pronounce his last name. So he was a philosopher who always, and a writer, mainly a writer. He's very huge in pop culture that you might not ever know. Quotes like, "What doesn't kill you make you stronger." I stare into the abyss and the abyss stares back. He was very self-aware. He dug deep and dark into the psyche of society, into self-awareness, into consciousness. He was a very profound philosophy, and sometimes people don't take him serious because he goes against the grain. So he was from the 18... Alright, I don't think I'm going to go through... Maybe I should, whatever. I'm just going to go through the things I like about him. If you want to talk more about these people, I'll be glad to in the messages, okay? So we'll put Friedrich Nietzsche, or else this video will be like 3 fucking hours long if I start rambling about why I like these guys. I mean, if I talk about them like that. Alright, so Friedrich Nietzsche, I just put FN. Well, what do I admire from him? I admire that he was empathetic. I admire that he was his true self. I admire that he was profound. Can't spell. I like that he was an independent soul. I admire that he was creative. Of course, with all those goods, he came with some bad. So what was his cons, right? Well, people viewed him as fucking nuts. He was crazy. People perceived him as a rebel. People perceived him as mentally ill. People perceived him as... See, it's hard to think of 5 things, but it doesn't have to be 5. You get a 3 is good as well, but go for 5 because it concretes that thinking. So, etc. I'll keep going. Well, I know I have the answer a little bit here because I did it. People view a lot of anger in him. He was just against the norm. Different. Alright, my next guy is Maynard J. Keenan, I never remember, whatever. MJK, I'll call him. He's the lead singer of Tool. He has his own side projects. He's very conscious. He's woo-woo. And he opened up my consciousness as well. So he's open-minded. I love that. Openness. He is definitely an ambivert. Ambivert where he is the life of the party or he is just not seen. He's just very extreme in both ways. There's not really an in-between consistency. He really values his freedom. He's funny. And he's abstract. I can also put that he's a creative, which they all have some in common. So, you're going to notice a theme when you start doing this. People view him as crazy. Self-centered. They view him as a druggie. They view him as anger. They view him as... a lot of stuff. Well, anyways, you'll see more of it. So my next one will be George Carlin. Funny. Smart. Creative. Risky. Well, I guess that could be a bad one too. And wisdom. He's able to see things in different standpoints. George Carlin was a stand-up comedian. He started as a radio broadcaster. He's very against systematic things that fucked with real human needs. And I think he did a lot of things for good causes, but most people would view him as... You'll notice this thing. These all are repeatable things. So to speed up this video, I'm just going to put Kid Cudi here, but this could be switched with new people as well. A new one that I'd put in this category would be a new artist named Ren. He's pretty much all these guys mixed into a English rapper. It's funny. Okay. So you put the 5s. What I like about Kid Cudi, he has openness, mindedness. He uses his platform for good, and etc., etc. Take the time, actually put it into practice here, okay? I'm just doing this so you can get a view of what we're getting at. So if you notice, you're going to see all these things here. Now what you got to do, you got to think all 4 of them and what they all have in common. What do all these guys have in common? It's going to be a little bit easier now that you wrote it all out. I know that Kid Cudi, George Carlin, MJK, and Frederick, they all are funny. They're funny people. Creative. Lenient. But assertive. And real value, a lot of them, I think. Yeah, I think all of them are in the military. They're not known as normal. They are their own complex beings. They're all empathetic. They're all free spirits. They're abstract. They're all personal growth. They all evolve and grow. They're all non-religious. And they're all uncensored. They speak how the fuck they want in a public eye, and they don't give a shit. But now you got to think of what the negativities are. They're controversial. They are viewed as mentally ill, druggies, anger, stupid at some points, because intelligence has different forms and different beliefs and all that. Like, if you don't have a degree, you're stupid, or if you make a lot of money, you're smart. It's just, we have these weird perspectives of our own selves and honor perspectives that we kind of dog on each other. So when you go through it, you're finding out that all those things that are alike with them, that's you. That's your intra perspective. Grant views himself as funny. I view myself as a creative. I view myself as not normal. I view myself as an abstract type of person. But then what about the outer perspective? It's hard to think myself as having anger, being crazy, being mentally ill. But when I step back I can see how I perceive that. How others can perceive that as myself. But I don't view myself that way. But it's good to know that that's there. Shit, yeah. I guess if you look at me within 5 minutes, you're going to think this dude is on fucking crack. No, I have a natural high energy. You're going to look at me like, oh, this guy's on ADHD. This guy is out of control. He's impulsive. He can't keep it together. Which internally I know I can keep it together, but in another perspective, I can see how I can perceive myself that way. It's okay to take those critiques, but don't make that shit define you. But just know that when you're going on the up and you stay true to yourself and you align your inner perspective to the way you present yourself on the outside, just know you're going to get some of the critiques. But the people that actually see you and are drawn to you, they are going to follow you and they're going to love you and they're going to cherish you and they're going to start good relationships with you because they see that I'm funny, I'm creative, I'm assertive but giving, I'm compassionate, This is a powerful exercise. And if you have time, please give it a whirl, okay? I hope this was helpful to you because it's been helpful for me for a while. If you want to go more in depth with it, I'll be glad. Just message me and continue on and continue your journey and find yourself, okay? Because if you find yourself and love yourself, and then that's when you can love others and start your business as a one person, okay? Once again, I'm going to figure out a way to sign off, but I still haven't yet. All right, up to a 15-minute video. Damn. If I kept your attention this long, just like and type platypus in the comment section. All right, I love you guys, and have a good one. And I'm not sure how you spell platypus. I think it's Platypus. Yeah, fuck it. All right, bye-bye. Love you guys. Have a good one.